geometric leaps forward because of the beginning of collaboration. Everybody in the violence reduction, violence prevention movement in LA got together and did a huge report. And that report said, LA, you are stuck on stupid in fighting gangs because you think you can arrest your way out of the problem. We just kept arresting kids over and over and over again, and men over and over and over again. Sometimes the same people over and over again. You know what that's like? That's like handing out a fly swatter and swatting the same mosquito over and over again and thinking you're going to end the malaria epidemic. No. When you have 1,000 gangs and over 100,000 gang members and you have epidemic levels of violence, you have to approach it at a more comprehensive level. You have to have all systems, all sectors, all funding aimed at the same goal. It's not enough to just say to the police, lock everybody up. We spent $35 billion over the last 25 years. We have 6 times as many gangs and at least twice as many gang members. They ain't working. Why are we producing more and more kids who think that the only way for their power is to get a gun and join a gang? Why is the only way to power and affirmation of independence in our hot zones, the only way to male power in particular, is to join these cults of death? We weren't reducing the number of gangs. They've gone up by 6-fold. We spent $35 billion over 30 years. That report laid it out. It told the city council, you have nowhere to hide, because law enforcement was with us. They usually used to hide behind law enforcement and just ignore all of you, because you had been saying that for 50 years before that report was done. There is no doubt there's something wrong with an equation that funds 100 to 1. Suppression over prevention. That is also stuck on stupid. We can change that. We've changed this much, we can change that. But keep in mind, law enforcement has given credibility and a nod of respect to this work that forces the mayor and the city council to keep this work up front and center and not to cut. Even in a time of fiscal crisis, the funding for this work has stayed steady, which is the equivalent of an increase. That's almost a miracle. There were a lot of efforts over these decades, and law enforcement defeated every single one of them. So getting law enforcement to stand with us is critical. We do need more funding. But you don't look at your partners and say, I'm going to take your funding. There is money if we're strategic about it. The county has $40 billion that is not being used, right? And they have a specific $167 million that we found out about. They don't even know what the programs do when they have gang in their titles. $167 million in gang programs, and they can't tell you what they do. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? If we organize and get the supervisors organized, we can get that $167 million to the